And joining us now is one of those students who won't be able to walk across the stage, Layla MohEyeldin. Thank you so much for joining us, Layla.
Thank you for having me.
This is it should be a joyous time for seniors. You guys are finishing up on finals, you're graduating. What's the scene like right now on your campus?
Honestly, I think the only word to describe it is disappointment. We were disappointed when Asta was canceled as our valedictorian speaker. We were disappointed when our outside speakers were also canceled. I think we're also disappointed that commencement has now been removed. And I think we're also disappointed about what's going on right now regarding student activism on campus and the administration's response to that. I think the atmosphere is just a lot of disappointment in our administration that I think has let us down.
Are you surprised with what's going on the ground on your campus that commencement was canceled, or you think there was somewhat of a need for it?
I didn't think that commencement would be canceled until about two nights ago was when the protests started. And just based on the administration's, I think, overreaction to the protests, I think that I was then expecting commencement to be canceled.
And this is the second time for you, because 4 years ago you graduated high school. It was right in the middle of the pandemic. I understand your graduation was drastically altered. Same story again. Do you feel like these important milestones have just been taken away from your class?
Well, although I am a senior, I actually graduated high school in 2021. So I had an altered graduation, but not one that was right at the beginning of COVID. But I still do know what it's like to have your graduation restricted, and to feel like there are so many things that are out of your control regarding such an important event in our lives. I mean, this is marking the end of a multi-year academic journey, and it's supposed to be a time where our university can show appreciation for its students, where the students can show appreciation for the faculty that have guided them throughout this journey. And it just feels, honestly, like a big disappointment.
I'm in Chicago. I was in New York covering Columbia, the protests there, but I am curious, can you describe the protests that are happening on your campus?
Well, I attended both the protests that happened 2 nights ago and also the sit-in that turned into a stand-in last night. And I can say that I've seen the coverage. And I don't know about all the other universities across the country, but I can say that the coverage does not seem fair in the videos that are being chosen to show. Because yes, there was anger. There was a lot of anger and there was a lot of frustration. But true escalations didn't happen until we had DPS, campus security, and LAPD showing up in riot gear. That's when I think I've been disappointed a lot in this administration over the last 6 or 7 months, but I think standing there watching our campus security put the visors down on their helmets, take out their batons, and turn to us was just a moment of such deep, profound realization that this administration, it may represent its students, but it doesn't represent me. And it certainly didn't represent all of us who were at the protest.
You know, I don't mean to interrupt. Please continue.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was watching some video from Emory University, and they were saying that the police used aggressive force. Those complaints are being logged by police. A lot of student campuses are covering this. Did you see that on your campus at all? Do you think they went a step too far?
I can't say that it was actual physical aggression because when the physical stuff was happening, I wasn't there. Most of the physical complaints are from the morning of 2 nights ago, and I wasn't there at the time I came up at 1 p.m. But what I can say is that there was an itinerary for 2 nights ago that included reading and showing up for community and community-led events, and that entire itinerary was canceled because of the aggression of our security forces. I mean, I understood why there had to be security there. I do. There were outside actors, and there was somewhat of a demonstration. So I understood why there had to be security there, but I always had felt at these demonstrations that the security was there to protect us, to protect the safety of the protesters, and also to protect the safety of others on campus. This was the first time I had felt like we were the ones who the campus needed protection from, and I don't think that was true until they escalated first.
Do you believe the university has been taking the proper steps in curbing those protests?
Curbing the protests? I don't believe the administration should be curbing them at all, unless they get to a point where they're truly posing a danger to campus life, which I don't feel they are. I think that this administration, President Folt and Provost Guzman, are trying to learn from what's happening on other campuses. And I think that they're trying to prevent campus disruption, but I also think that they're facing a lot of pressure from outside forces. And that's why they've reacted so catastrophically on our campus. It wasn't an issue until it was made one. The overreaction of security is what made it an issue. Otherwise, it would have been a peaceful demonstration.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.